Good morning, Pembina Valley. Time to rise and shine. How you guys doing this morning? I have missed you. It feels like so long sometimes in between the times that I get to come and see you here and the times that I actually don't see you. It feels like forever in between. So how are you doing this morning? I hope you are staying warm. Oh my word. Are we are we in January? Middle of January? That's what it feels like to me, doesn't it? It's kind of interesting. But it is what it is, right? I mean, we have been so spoiled by this wonderful winter. We really, really have. And it is it's a wonderful thing to have had this beautiful winter. And then it's another to have this super, super cold snap here. Feels like minus 38. I don't even care what the real temperature is. You guys, this weather girl is terrible, okay? I don't even care when it says minus 28. If it says minus 38, I pay attention to that number. That's only where I go. My husband always gets so frustrated with me because I'm like, oh, it's like minus 38 outside. No, it's not, Maria. It is minus 28. And I'm like, yeah, but still, it's like freezing out there. We're like about to die here. So, but I do know that someone told me yesterday, she said, Maria, we are colder than the Antarctic today. And I said, I believe that. We have been colder than the Antarctic before. So let's take a look at our real current weather right now at Winkler. It is minus 28 degrees. The sun is shining beautifully, but that is very deceiving. I mean, it really is. It looks gorgeous outside until you step into your garage. Yeah, that's where my studio is. So until you step out here, so we're looking at minus 28. We're looking at a high of minus 23. And then tonight we're going to see a low of minus 25. Tomorrow it's supposed to be slightly warmer, minus 20. I think after about, minus 15, it's like, to me, it's just cold regardless. It doesn't really matter, but that's where we're at today. So I hope you guys are staying warm throughout all of this chilly weather, right? So anyway, we've got a great little show lined up for you guys today. I'm very excited to have Harry from Siemens Says this morning on. As usual, our pleasure to always chat with him on Monday mornings. And we have Bobbie from Central Plains Bison today and Miranda from the Town of Altona giving us the scoop on what is going on. So we are going to be chatting with them, and I hope that you guys, we are going to be able to see you all the way through here. Let me know what you're drinking in your mug this morning and how you are dealing with this cold. In the meantime, let us get Harry on here. I'm going to find his intro, and we're going to chat with him today about a few really amazing things. There we go. Harry, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, hello, good morning.
And you can hear me?
I can. We're so good to go.
Hey, that sounds great. Yeah, it's a great morning. You know what? As I told you last night, I went for my first walk since my fall on December 20th, and it was the coldest day of the year, but today it's even colder.
Right. I know it's even colder today, but it so amazes me. You went out for a walk and that was your first walk since December 20th. That's a long time, but at least you were able to go out and you were able to do that and you stayed warm. You're here today, so you must be okay.
Yeah. And here's what I got lined up.
We've
got some hog plant processing problems in Red Deer, Alberta.
Ooh, okay.
And code of practice for farmers. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to tell a story that goes back to 1978, having to do with the NAFB, that's the National Association of Farm Broadcasters of America.
Okay.
And Charlie Mayer, who was then the brand new Canadian Wheat Board Minister for Canada. But we'll get to that in just a minute. So let me know when I'm running out of time. But the hog plant in Red Deer, Alberta, Olymel pig processing plant.
Okay.
The union there is calling for 2-week shutdown.
Okay.
And the reason they're calling for a shutdown, they have a pretty significant outbreak of COVID over since November 17th. They even had a young person who died of COVID complications, and so they're trying to get that plant to shut down. Mm-hmm. But you know what? The hog industry can't afford a plant to shut down. But I'm on a WhatsApp group with about 250 hog farmers.
Okay, wow.
And that's where I was last night till pretty late. And guys were talking about it because I just asked the question, what are you guys going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, pigs, as we've talked on here before, you cannot back them up.
Right.
You cannot put them in cold storage when they're alive.
No.
You can do that when you process them. So that's why we need the processing plant.
Yeah.
So we're keeping our eyes on that one.
Okay.
Code of practice for farmers. It's something that's been coming up and being discussed on Twitter. And and on one hand, it sounds good. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, it smells of control.
Okay.
And so at this point, we're waiting to see what the code of practice will be. And at this point, it looks like it's voluntary. It has to do with convincing people in other parts of the world that our farmers are doing farming the right way. Well, we know our farmers are doing farming the right way.
Right.
And so this whole code of practice has me a little bit concerned. And because of exactly what will happen, I talked to former Minister of Agriculture, Jerry Rips, and he told me that he says, look at guys, be careful. Because you may have some input into code of practice the way you want it, but once it gets to government level and they start to put it up there, then who knows what will happen.
Right.
My last point that I want to talk about is actually National Association of Farm Broadcasters. In 1978, I became a member of the National Association of Farm Broadcasters of America, which was a huge thing for me, probably one of the best professional decisions I made.
Okay.
And so in 1980, Charlie Mayer, it was then the new government, and I had talked to John Wise, who was going to be maybe the ag minister, and Charlie Mayer, is to see if I could have him at the annual convention of the NAFB in Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, okay.
I was playing a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? To make a long story short, Charlie Mayer became the Canadian Wheat Board Minister. It was his first government jet ride. He flew from Ottawa to Kansas City, and we had 500 American farm broadcasters. There was 2 Canadians, me and my wife and somebody else.
Yeah.
And so I had the privilege of introducing Charlie Mayer as the new Canadian Wheat Board Minister at the annual meeting of the National Association of Farm Broadcasters of America. That was in 1980, and I can remember that as yesterday. Charlie, probably 84, 85 years old by now, still doing okay. When my wife's funeral was in May of 2018, he drove from north of Winnipeg to come and attend the funeral. And so we've always been good friends. And, as I've said to you before, I'd like to always end these sessions on a story.
Yes.
Because I have so many stories.
I love that.
And then one last thing, and that has to do with my sign-off. For 9 years, I did the Manitoba Farm Report. And here's how I signed it off so that I could end my editorial.
Yes.
And I'll use it, and it's called Somewhere, Somehow, Sometime, I'll See You Again. Okay. But just a comment on things about agriculture.
Yes.
I continue to promote agriculture. And I believe that, we've got, I think, Agriculture Day coming up very soon. And that means that we want to focus on agriculture, not so much just on the farmers, but on agriculture in general. Because a lot of people think milk comes from fridges.
Right.
Or from the country store, I should say. Yeah. So, you know what? So I'm one that continues to promote agriculture the proper way. We have the best farmers in the world right here in Manitoba and Canada and the United States. And so when people start to criticize our farmers and say they're not doing a good enough job, when they have to adapt, they adapt.
Yes.
And that's the key factor about what farming is all about. So somewhere, sometime, somehow, I will see you again. And that's Siemens Says.
Excellent. Lovely, Harry. I love it. I thank you so much for coming on here with me every morning. I just so appreciate it. And you're just so bubbly and energetic. And I just love that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. We'll see you soon. That was absolutely wonderful. So I realized that, like, I love chatting with Harry because he has such knowledge behind the farmers, the whole agricultural industry, all of those things to begin with. So I just love that this morning. It is so good to listen to people who understand agriculture. And I am just a nerd. I love learning all the kinds of things. So I know that when I was talking with Wendy at the farm show, she was just like, it was such a treat because she was teaching me all the little things of like the farming community and going down. Now, I grew up in a farming community, so I know a little bit about tractors and cattle raising and feedlots and things like that. That is something that my dad did, and my dad was a farm mechanic for many years. So I was able to do things like go on late night beat runs and things like that with my dad. So I remember all those things. So this to me is always such a treasure. Like, it's literally such a treat. So absolutely it is. So yeah, this morning, guys, we are chatting with Central Plains Bison this morning, and also Miranda from the town of Altona. So while we wait for that, I am just here. Let's just share a little bit. Now, as you can see, I got my hair done. Okay. This was like a big thing for me. So really big. I so enjoyed that. Having those restrictions lifted so that I could actually go out and get my hair done was just such a treat. So for me, that was just something that was like definitely necessary and so much fun to do. And every time I just think about all these little things that I haven't been able to do for so very long, getting my hair done seems so vain. Like, some people are like, oh my goodness, it just was not a big thing. And for me, it was like, oh, I get to sit in the chair with Leanne. She is like my favorite. She's been my hairdresser for I'm not going to tell you how many years because that probably dates me a lot. So I'm not going to tell you how many years Leanne has been my hairdresser, but she has been, and she always does such a fabulous job. So for me, it was such a treat. Wonderful. So here we are today, you guys. We are going to talk to Bobbie from Central Plains Bison. I am so excited for this chat. You have no idea. So while I bring her on, make sure you let me know, what are you drinking in your coffee mug today? I would love to know what is in yours. Mine is French vanilla creamer with, of course, my coffee. That's what it is. So we will talk to you in just a second here, and we will be chatting with Bobbie. Good morning, Bobbie. How are you doing this morning? Oh, well, I can see that your mic is not connected. Let me see if I can unmute you. Nope, I'm going to need you to unmute yourself. Let's see.
There we go.
There we go. Yay, good morning.
Perfect. How are you?
I am so fabulous. And yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, good, good. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Bobbie. Before we get into Central Plains Bison, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I myself am a teacher by trade, but I'm on maternity leave right now. So I'm full-time mom gig, and our youngest is just almost 6 months. So I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old as well. And my husband and I farm here with our bison ranch, and we still both work off the farm too, but because I'm on mat leave, I've got a little extra time to put into the farm here right now.
Excellent. Oh, that is wonderful because you're on mat leave. So you get to be the full-time mom gig and get a little extra time.
Right. Yes. Right.
Excellent. That sounds so good. I mean, it's like we already have our hands full, but then we get to do all these other things too. So
right.
That's wonderful. Good stuff. So I do see the little head peeking up there from your shoulders. So this is wonderful. I am enjoying
it.
You bet, yeah. Good stuff. So tell me about Central Plains Bison. Tell me, like, how did you guys start out deciding to farm bison?
Well, we actually started like we were fairly young, and so we've been ranching since 2000, and we dabbled in farmers markets throughout our journey. And when our first daughter was born, we took a bit of a break from farmers markets, and then just this spring, the meat end of things started getting like really, really busy for us. So we decided to hit the markets again this summer, and it was really great. So we developed an online store, and so people can order straight from our website and we have on ranch pickup, as well as we go to like Oak Bluff and Winnipeg a couple times a month.
Okay.
And we go like and do curbside pickup for people.
Yeah.
We don't do door to door, but we do curbside.
Okay.
And then we also come to Morden. We do meetups for curbside in Morden, and just kind of little towns all around southern Manitoba, Portage, Carmen, Treeherne, you know, just wherever. Like if people are ordering, then we try to make it work if they can't do an on-ranch pickup. So
okay, and where's your ranch located? Tell me that.
So, well, we're southeast of St. Claude.
Okay.
But really, you know, for people from Carmen, we're just a little bit northwest of Carmen. So we're just 20 minutes northwest of Carmen. So we're you know, not far from Morden, about 50 minutes from Morden. My girls were all born over there, and we managed to make it there safe and sound. So it's not a far drive at all.
Right. Awesome. Well, that is cool. That's good to know. And I actually looked up your website this morning, and it's beautiful, by the way. So whoever does your website design is fantastic. You bet. And I put your link in the comments here underneath the video. So centralplainsbison.com. So people can go and look at the website, and also they can shop on your online store on there, correct?
You betcha. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. All of our products are on there.
Yeah, that is fantastic. I love seeing that. So that was really neat to kind of look through it and take a peek at it this morning. So I enjoyed that very much. So tell me, Bobbie, why bison?
Well, it was kind of a dream that my husband had, and so it just kind of, you know, started off small and has, you know, built to what we have now. We're still a little ranch in comparison to a lot of the people, but we have about 250 animals or so here, and so they're born here and raised here, and we give them, you know, the best life that they can have while they're with us, and then of course we use the meat. So with that aspect, we try to make use of absolutely everything that we can in respect for the animal. And you know, people have just been, you know, extremely supportive of the, you know, the farm to plate and getting to know their farmer. And, you know, we've made such, you know, people that started as customers are now friends, you know, so it's been really, really great.
That is wonderful. That is so neat. So somebody who has never tasted bison, I have never experienced bison meat. So tell me, what is something that people would say normally when they first try bison meat?
You know what? There's quite a few myths about bison meat out there, but the best thing that I could say to you is that if it was cooked properly and somebody didn't tell you that it was bison, you wouldn't have any idea.
Okay.
It's perhaps just a little bit sweeter than beef, and but otherwise it's very, very similar. It just has, you know, a quarter of the fat that beef does. So it's a much leaner meat, which means it cooks faster.
Okay.
And so like any meat, if you overcook it, it becomes dry.
Absolutely.
Right? But people almost don't believe how fast it's going to cook. You know, it doesn't taste wild or gamey or anything like that. It's but it's like very high in iron, B12, low in cholesterol. You know, it's a very healthy meat, and that's kind of the quote or the hashtag that, you know, people use with it is, you know, eat the healthy meat. And you know, it's also non-allergenic, and so a lot of people that have red meat intolerances can eat bison meat without any issues. So we've got a lot of customers that way that say, you know, I can't tolerate beef, but I'm going to give bison a shot. And they usually always come back and say, wow, like I can eat this, you know? And so they're really, really enjoying it.
That's incredible. I did not know that was a thing. So absolutely, like they could eat that and still, you know, and feel and still be able to absorb it and that kind of thing.
Yes.
They can actually tolerate it if they don't have, that kind of thing. That is so neat. A friend of mine, she just commented, she said, I feel so much smarter about bison now. Like, I am seriously intrigued. Like, I totally agree with that because it is very intriguing for me. The very first time I ever heard about bison meat was a couple of years ago, and I went to this restaurant with my dad. We were taking out burgers, and he's like, I'm gonna have a bison burger. And I was like, oh, what's on the bison burger? Like, I thought it was like the name of the burger, like just like we're gonna put stuff on it and make it a bison. He's like, no, it's bison meat. And I was like, you eat what? I didn't even know these things. Tell me about this. So anyway, I was like, wow, I didn't know that they did that. So that's really, really cool. So
that's awesome.
Absolutely. So people can find you at centralplainsbison.com. And are you on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that as well?
You bet. We're on both. We're on at CP Bison on Facebook, or Central Plains Bison Inc. is our page name.
Okay.
And we're on Instagram at CP Bison Inc.
Okay, awesome. So I will look you up later on. I'll make sure to find you there too, and I'll share that in my story so that people can see where to find you for sure.
Awesome. We're also in your area. Like people will maybe be recognizing us from the farmers market, because we used to go to the farmers market in Morden all this summer. And our meat is also available. Fruit and More is stocking some of our products, so they can come to the ranch. So.
Sounds lovely. That is very cool. Well, I'd love to make a trip out to the ranch one day when COVID regulations allow us to actually just, converse and all kinds of things. That would be really fun.
Absolutely. And like the animals are all usually visible from the road. So they're pretty neat to see. Even after all this time, we still enjoy just sitting there hanging out with them because they're pretty special.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Well, thank you so much, Bobbie, for joining me here this morning. I really appreciate it. So I've had just a great time learning. And again, I second that motion. I feel smarter about bison now. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. No problem. We'll talk to you again soon sometime.
You bet. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You guys, if you are looking to invest, make sure you hit up Candace over at Investor Smarts. She has some great knowledge that she is able to help you with to find the right investments for your money. Make sure you chat with her there. All right, so today, the next person we have up on our list here is, we are going to talk to Miranda from the Town of Altona. Now, we've had Al Friesen on from the Town of Altona, so you know exactly where we're talking about, but there's so many cool little things that they're doing, and I've seen this on Instagram, and so I am so excited to chat with Miranda. So let's bring her on here. This is going to be a really fun little time. Good morning, Miranda.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I am pretty good as well. It's a bit cold out today, but yeah, we're all warm inside.
That's right. As long as we're warm inside, we're happy, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Miranda, so you are with the Town of Altona. Are you the rec department director? Is that what?
I'm the programmer. Yeah.
The programmer. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm the one that helps plan some activities here in Altona and the surrounding area. So I'm not the only person. I have some other coworkers with me as well. They're able to help me for sure. But
awesome. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So tell us, what is going on in the Town of Altona now? What should we know about?
Yeah, for sure. We're actually just finishing our virtual winter carnival. Normally without COVID, we'd have our carnival on the first week of February, the weekend, and normally we'll be outside on our nature pond hill and stuff like that, just enjoying the outdoors. We have a great facility out here in Altona where you can go tobogganing, skating outdoors and stuff like on the pond. So yeah, this year we did some virtual activities. So we did some like Lego building and scavenger hunt outside and toboggan hill racing again. It was just, that one is a bit different. Obviously, you just have to, we did the most creative. So you still built your toboggan and you can go down the hill, but we were just able to have the contest just specifically for the creativeness, not for the actual race itself. Right. And yeah, we did some other ones as well. It just went over very well. We've been getting lots of submissions, and we wish we could have been in person, but with the year circumstances, we just, yeah, we've been busy with just doing virtual things, and it's worked really well in our office. So yeah.
Excellent. That is really cool. I love it. I love seeing on Instagram you guys were doing some really neat stuff. So I was like, this is really cool. And then also you guys had some like Valentine's Day kits. And
Yeah,
things like that, right? Yeah.
Yes, we did for sure. We've had multiple things. We were able to get Clay Owl from Winkler and do some partnering with them a little bit, having some of their items here, and so we're able to send home kits. They're able to paint them, bring them back, and then we're able to bring to Winkler, and they fire them up and everything. So we're really appreciative from Clay Owl. And we also had some local people like Twig and Fur as well. Oh, that's also from Winkler, but we sent Altona people here. They're able to make us some kits. We buy them from them, and then we were able to sell them to the community, and they've been going over really well as well. And it's just a great option to take home, do something different with your family or whatever, even virtually with some friends over like Skype or Zoom or something like that. You can still do it, right? So it's great having those options.
That is for sure. We've been doing a lot of that, the Zooms and like the baking days and stuff like that with our friends, like just, chatting while we're doing that. It's so much fun to be able to do those kinds of things together. So crafting and all that kind of stuff. That is so fun to do over Zoom together.
Exactly. Yes, for sure.
Absolutely. So I have put a link in the comments to the Town of Altona. So people can go to the website, and where can they see all of the things that are available in the Town of Altona or around?
Yeah, for sure. So we have everything on our website. We usually put the events in the calendar.
Okay.
If not there, we always ask people to check on our recreation Facebook page. That's where we are very, we always keep it updated there, as well as our Instagram page. Instagram is a bit new to our office, so we've been trying to do both, but sometimes we're a little bit better on the Facebook end than the Instagram end. And so, yeah, definitely check out us on Facebook. We've been keeping it updated. If anything changes, sometimes even with our contests and stuff like that, sometimes we extend them or they end a little bit differently or something like that. So we always recommend people just to check us out on there and just stay updated that way.
That sounds wonderful. That's really good to know as well, because I like it when people tell me, where can I find the most recent information? So if Facebook is the place to go, then Facebook is the place to go. So you betcha. That is awesome. Well, Miranda, thank you so much for sharing with me this morning. Is there anything else you'd love to tell people about right now, what's going on, or what you feel like is really important?
Yeah, we're going to have some new programs coming out soon. So I keep just keeping people to stay updated. Just keep on looking on our Facebook page and stuff like that. So we'll have more things coming out soon. We're always working on something new. And again, if it's anybody that's always interested in wanting to see an activity here in Altona, we always ask that they come and contact us. We're always interested to hear what they want to do. So we like to make that happen. So yeah, just keep us updated and stay updated with us. And we look forward to offering more programs in the future.
That is fantastic. I'd love to have you back here when you have the new programs, and you can tell everybody about it as well. So that way we'll keep in touch over email, and then you can come and chat with us as well and make sure
that sounds great.
Share all the wonderful things with us, because as you know, we're all kind of bored and we all need something to do. And the more things we can find to do that keep us occupied, the better, right?
Yeah, for sure. And we've been pretty blessed with a great winter so far, except this week, but for sure. So now this is the type of week where we want stuff to do indoors. So yeah, we're working hard and trying to get those activities for people to do. So absolutely.
And last week, or the last time I talked to Al Friesen, he was talking about the cross-country ski trails that were done over in Altona. And I actually had somebody who I talked to this last week who said, hey, I went to the cross-country ski trails and I loved it. So just so you know, those things are being used by people who are hearing it here on the morning show. So.
Yeah, and we're happy about that. We obviously would love more snow, but we can't control that. So, but we're glad that people are still able to use them, for sure.
Exactly. That is so wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Miranda. I so appreciate you coming and sharing with us here. And I look forward to seeing what your new programs are in the near future.
Thank you, Maria. We'll talk to you again soon.
You betcha. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much over to our sponsors over there at Fabricland, Pembina Valley Physiotherapy, Investor Smarts, Wolf Enterprises, and Pure Anada. And we've got a couple more different sponsors here as well, Loeppky Auto Sales and Cindy Grenier, a real estate agent. So I'm really excited for that. You guys, we have some great shows coming up for you this week. I know that if you did not check out my show last week, the Women in Business show, that was a really phenomenal one with Miranda Beauty. Make sure you go check that one out. It's on the YouTube channel. All of our shows can be found on the YouTube channel. They can be found on the Facebook page. So make sure you go over and check that out, because Miranda Beauty and I, Philomena, had such a great time chatting there. So make sure you go and check that out. I put her website as well back in the links here, and you can go and watch those videos again. So this week, you guys, we've got some wonderful things coming up for you on Wednesday night. We've got Lorena Mitchell with Evolve Green. Now, this is really cool. Like last night, I was talking to my little brother. My little brother is dabbling in a lot of like solar energy, and he is transforming grain bins into little cabins. And he's attempting to use solar energy for those. So I really had a great time chatting with him and seeing like what is all involved in there, right? So he was talking about the little things that he uses for solar panels and all that kind of stuff, and the battery backup. And I was like, man, I just totally learned about this with my friend Lorena, and that was a lot of learning about those kind of things. So you guys can find all this information on her website at evolvegreen.ca. So, and Lorena hosts a show here, Evolution Greenworks. She hosts a show on Wednesday nights. So we are going to be able to see that Wednesday night here at 8 o'clock, I believe it is. And then, of course, we have the Women in Business show on Thursday night at 8, which you are not going to want to miss. This week, we have a really amazing guest up, so I cannot wait to tell you about that. So make sure you catch that Thursday night at 8. Again, you guys can watch all of our episodes that we have had here on the YouTube channel and also on top of the Facebook page. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Anyway, there it is. Now, if you want to connect with me personally, make sure you hit me up either on Facebook or Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram, not as active on Facebook, but I am there. So make sure that you message me on my personal pages if you would like to. That is not a problem for me. And I love hearing about you guys. And I want to hear what you guys want to see on the morning show. Like, who would you like to see on the morning show? Make sure you drop that in the comments. Tag somebody, tag a friend who you'd like to see on the morning show. And I would love to be able to put that on for you. So have a great rest of your day, guys. I hope that you enjoy this Monday, that you stay warm, that you are definitely that you stay warm. That's like the biggest thing. So have a great Monday, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Why go solar? It's not just for the environment, although that is a great reason. Did you know that when you install your new solar plant, you are only paying 7 cents per kilowatt? That's right, 7 cents! Solar is now cheaper than buying electricity, 25% cheaper than buying it from Manitoba Hydro. Going solar is different from any other investment you will make in your life, as you will retain the value on your roof. Solar does not depreciate like other investments do, and unlike a GIC, your investment will start paying you from day one. And when you choose to sell your home, well, you will get the cost of the solar back, as this investment rarely depreciates. When choosing solar, look for high-end products like microinverters with 10 to 25-year warranties. Make sure your installation is done by a professional. We are Evolve Green, and we are celebrating 12 years in the industry and can help you put your roof to work for you. Ask also about your options like battery backup for when the grid fails, and how about solar heaters to get rid of snow buildup. Are you a farm or a business? Did you know that your solar is a 100% tax write-off? Yes, that's right. You can write off all the cost for the solar in the year you purchased it. This is a perfect investment for any business. In Manitoba, the portion a resident customer sells to Hydro is also a tax write-off in the first year. Farms pay no PST on solar systems. We build, design, and supply the best in solar power for both on and off the grid. For experts you can trust, call or email Evolve Green today. 1-866-5-EVOLVE or support@evolvegreen.ca.